Now it's not. Sorry. Good afternoon. Welcome to Lake Chapala Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. I'm June Wilson, and I am today's service associate. And today we are lucky to have a lovely speaker for us. Lora Brandis will be presenting our message this afternoon. We welcome all of you to our service. Oh, pardon me. I'm having a little trouble this morning. Okay, thanks. Especially those of you who are searching for a spiritual home, may our time together bless us with the gifts of inspiration, comfort, and renewal. We are about to enter a sacred time. We are about to make this time and this place sacred by our presence and our intentions. Please turn off or silence your phones. Sorry. Well, lucky for me, it's the same now as it was the first time I did a speech up here, and I said I wasn't nervous because I know you people are very forgiving. So thank you all for forgiving me for not being prepared. Okay, got it. Okay, our opening words this afternoon are by Reverend Lora Brandis, and this is the start of it. Poet and mystic William Blake wrote, "To see the world in a grain of sand and heaven in a wildflower, hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. To see the whole world in one part of the world is to see the tragedy in one city and know its pain is shared by a world that weeps for all victims of violence. See the whole in the part. Look for heaven when all around you seems like hell. Look for the helpers of humankind. Grieve with those who grieve. Celebrate what connects us rather than bemoan what divides us. Hold on to what is good. Live into the promise of ever-changing, ever-renewing creation. In this eternal now, we declare our interdependence and honor the glorious web of life, which we are both a part and the whole. If you are new and would like to receive our newsletter and other emails, please talk to members of the Welcome Committee or write to us at LCUUF.org. And we have Welcome Committee members all over the room. I'm one of them. I am going to. I haven't gotten there yet. Thank you. Now, would all the members of the Welcoming Committee stand, please? See, I told you, lots. So if you have a question, we're wearing these little badges, so just approach us and ask, and we can answer or find the answer for you. I want to take a moment to extend a very warm welcome to everyone who's visiting us, whether you are visiting us for the first time or returning and reconnecting after a long absence. As we pass the mic, I invite you to say your name and tell us where you're from. If you are on Zoom, please introduce yourself into the chat box, and it'll be read aloud in the fellowship here. So let's start with people in the room.
Hello, everyone. My name is Donna. I live in Ahihic from now. until about November, and then I return to my other home in California, in Rancho Mirage, which I also attend the fellowship there. I'm so pleased that there's a fellowship here, and I'm very delighted to be here. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
My name is Michael. I'm from Ahihik, but go back and forth. Still kind of part-time here. But yeah, first time here. Yeah.
My name's Jim Reeves, and this is my second time here. We came here a couple of months ago, and we just recently purchased a home in Ahihik. This is my husband, Chris, and we also spend time in Ohio, so we'll be going back there, but then we'll be back here in October and look forward to joining the congregation, and we are very happy you guys are here.
We are too. Welcome.
Thank you.
Any others? Nope. Is that it? Okay, do we have any folks on Zoom? New folks on Zoom?
No, we have no visitors on Zoom today.
We welcome all newcomers and here that are here with us today. And as I said, if you have questions, ask. There's plenty of us around. Here at LCUUF, we offer a variety of services on various topics, presented by our members outside, presented by our members, outside guests, as well as our minister, Reverend Matt Alspa. We hope you will return to sample this variety of thoughts and belief. Our chalice lighting words today belong to the earth, attributed to Chief Noah, and his name went, South. This we know, the earth does not belong to us. We belong to the earth. This we know, all things are connected like the blood which unites one family. All things are connected. Whatever befalls the earth befalls the sons and daughters of the earth. We did not weave the web of life. We are merely a strand in it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. Now, having lit our chalice, let us sing these words together.
We kindle this light in celebration for the life that we share.
Each week, we come together to lament with, celebrate with, and care for one another in our community. Love is not only at the center of our UU values, it is also the opening that invites us to, can we go up a little bit? We share, to briefly share as we, celebrate, as we, no, that's fine, go. As we briefly share our personal joys and sorrows and our milestones. There is power in the sharing as we hold each other in community. Just a sentence or two is enough. And we'll start with the folks here in the room, and then that will give the folks on Zoom time to type theirs in, their joys and sorrows, into the chat box to be read aloud in fellowship. As the mic is passed, please share your sorrows, whatever you may be holding, that is in need of our healing and caring thoughts, and or your joys, whatever you may be celebrating, whatever evokes within you a feeling of peace, joy, or gladness. Are there joys and sorrows here in the room that people would like to share?
I've been unable to attend for a month and a half, and I'm very happy to be back physically. Well, I also encourage people to use Zoom, which has been a great opportunity for me when I was able to watch that. But it's nice to be back, and thanks for the words I received from people about my health.
Thanks, Devorah. I'm Sharon, and I just want to say that I just finished a 10-day trip with some people from La Cochera Cultural, if you're familiar with that, to a flamenco festival in southern Spain. I've never been to Spain before. Steve's been before, but I haven't been. So it was my first time to leave to do something like that other than required medical or family leave since I moved here. We moved here this week. It'll be four years that we came to stay with Joan Ward via Pam Cuccinell. So it's kind of a big day, right? Coming back from Spain and anniversary to coming here. And I Zoomed for a year before I made my decision because I needed to have a community. So I'm appreciative of the community.
Hi, I'm Phyllis. We were away for a couple of weeks. We went to visit San Miguel de Allende, and which we've done before, but we love it there. And we also visited Querétaro and got to know the place very well. My son was here visiting, so we had a nice, fun trip with him and time with him. And my other son just moved into a wonderful condo in La Floresta, real close to our house, so we're really happy about that. And we're happy to be back. Thank you.
So get there, Susie.
Good morning. Good afternoon. I don't usually share, but I think I have to. My sister just moved, and this was really huge. She lived in Eagle Rock, California, Los Angeles, on a hillside, and I helped her move. It was the third time I went out there, and the last time was for 2 months, and she moved to Claremont. And that's the happy, that's the joy. The sorrow was we used the workers, the day workers, the Mexican day workers, and from other countries as well. And we just heard, now you got the goosebumps, we heard so many stories about what's going on in LA and how they're being treated and how they can't go to church. The pools in their neighborhoods are closed. The libraries hardly have. There's nobody going out. The people are afraid. They'll call us and say, do you have more work? We have friends. Can you find us work? They can't go to Home Depot to get jobs. They're hungry. They're having a really, really hard time. And I even met somebody here in Chapala that got deported to Guadalajara, and her family, her kids, and her husband are back up there, and she doesn't know what she's going to do for money either. She's on the street. It's really horrible what's happening, so let's keep that in our hearts too.
So I have a joy. Starting last September, I was a member of one of our 4 or 5 chalice circles, and we just finished up on Friday with our last one. And I just want to share my gratitude for the fact that this fellowship looks for ways to connect people in a spiritual way as well as a social way. We do social really well, but this was more investigating. So just real quick, if you were in a chalice circle, would you just raise your hand? Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much.
So that was the joys and sorrows. And there's no sorrows on Zoom either, right? Okay.
No, there are.
There are.
Okay. quite a few actually. From Trudy, the care team sends our support to Lorna, who is scheduled for surgery tomorrow morning. From Colleen Beery, a joy. I will be returning to Ahihic on Friday for the entire month of August. I am so looking forward to seeing you all. From Joyce Kinnear, a concern. Our entire part of town, 1,200 plus homes, have had a government seizure of property and all of us thrown into legal action. From Joan Ward, a concern for sharing later. Our dear amiga, Lois Cugini, has been in the hospital for 3 weeks, now in the ICU at Terra Nova Hospital. Daughter Angela says she is very weak and improving. Let her know we love and care for her however you are able. What is that? The what? Okay, from Patty's iPhone. After a couple difficult trips to the Mexican consulate, I was granted residency. Now I can call the area my home. Patty W. Okay. That's everything.
Okay, that's it. All right. And this candle from our care team, we like to represent the joys and sorrows spoken and witnessed today, as well as those that we hold in the silent sanctuary of our hearts. Let us share a moment of silence. As we know, the work of our fellowship within these walls and beyond takes our time, treasure, and talents. The offering we take each Sunday is an opportunity to recommit to this place and to these people. It is as much a ritual as lighting our chalice. It is a reminder of that form of love we call generosity. It is how we show what we believe is important to worship together, to help our community and to say yes to the values of our faith. As we pass the baskets, if you are new here today or you are struggling to hold things together, please let the basket pass you by. Your presence is enough of a gift to us. Okay, and we'll have people pass through. Darn it, I had it right on the, there it is. Hi. Pat, can I put? Please know that we give the money collected at the service to an organization providing services to the lakeside community. This month, we will be donating the basket to Niñas Sabias, a mentoring program for the lakeside 6th grade girls. The description is on the monitor and it's worth reading. It's a really worthwhile organization. May this offering sustain and grow the life and work of this congregation. May we give in love and in hope for a better world. Our opening hymn is "Come Sing a Song with Me." Please rise in body or spirit and join us in the singing. Today's reading is from See No Stranger, a memoir and manifesto of revolutionary love by Valerie Kaur. Is that close? Thank you. The call to love beyond our own flesh and blood is ancient. It echoes down to us on the lips of indigenous leaders, spiritual teachers, and social reformers through the century. Guru Nanak called us to see no stranger, Buddha to practice unending compassion, Abraham to open our tent to all, Jesus to love our neighbors, Mohammed to take in the orphan, Mirabai to love without limit. They all expanded the circle of who counts as one of us, and therefore who is worthy of our care and concern. These teachings were rooted in the linguistic, cultural, and spiritual context of their time, but they spoke of a common vision of our interconnectedness and interdependence. It is the ancient Sanskrit truth that we can look upon anyone or anything and say, Tat Tvam Asi, I am that. It is the African philosophy Ubuntu, I am because you are. It is the Mayan precept, Le Kesh, you are my other me.
Good morning. Since I haven't spoken yet, I feel like I need to say good morning, and it's wonderful to be with you. I have a second reading to share with you this morning. It is from The Other Shore by Thich Nhat Hanh. If you are a poet, you will see clearly that there is a cloud floating in a sheet of paper. Without a cloud, there can be no rain. Without rain, the trees cannot grow. And without trees, we cannot make paper. The cloud is essential for the paper to exist. If the cloud is not here, the sheet of paper cannot be here either. So, we can say that the cloud and the paper are. Interbeing is a word that is not in the dictionary yet, but if we combine the prefix inter with the verb to be, we have a new verb, interbe. If we continue to look into this sheet of paper, we can see the sunshine in it. If sunshine is not there, the forest cannot grow. Without the sunshine, nothing can grow, not even us. So we know that the sunshine is also in the sheet of paper. The paper and the sunshine are. Looking more deeply, we can also see the logger who cut the tree and brought it to the mill to be transformed into paper. We also see the wheat. We know that the logger cannot exist without his daily bread. So the wheat that became his bread is also in this sheet of paper. The logger's father and mother are in the paper as well. Without all of these other things, there would be no sheet of paper at all. Looking even more deeply, we can see we are also in the paper. This is not difficult to see because when we look at a sheet of paper, the sheet of paper becomes the object of our perception. It is becoming more and more clear to neuroscientists that we cannot exactly speak of an objective world outside of our perceptions, nor can we speak of a wholly subjective world in which things exist only in our mind. Everything, time, space, the earth, the rain, the minerals in the soil, the sunshine, the cloud, the river, the heat, and even consciousness is in that sheet of paper. Everything coexists with it. To be is to interbe. You cannot just be by yourself alone. You have to interbe with every other thing. The sheet of paper is, because everything else is. I don't remember why or when I started saying what affects one affects us all. I used to say it at the end of the time for sharing joys and sorrows in a worship service. Did I inherit it from someone else? There's my reminder of interbeing blowing in the wind. So I don't remember. Did I inherit it from someone else's worship script? Did I hear it at a UU gathering somewhere, our annual General Assembly, or maybe a regional event? I don't know. I do know that I have said it at several congregations where I've served. The joys and sorrows traditions have varied. 2 congregations dropped stones in the water, knowing the ripple effect of someone's joy or sorrow. 2 congregations had books for people to write their joys and sorrows. Horizon Church in Carrollton, Texas, where I most recently served, wrote their joys and sorrows on pieces of paper and put them in a bowl. I read them. We sang, "Sharing with you is my prayer, loving with you is my prayer." And then each Sunday I said, as I light this candle, let us feel the ways we are all connected to each other and to all beings, knowing that what affects one affects us all. At an interfaith gathering, Horizon's social justice chair was asked why we were committed to the work of social justice. She had spent the day listening to how Christians, Muslims, and Jews grounded their work in Scripture. What was our grounding? What was our core theology? She responded, what affects one affects us all. Now, I will tell you, I've had the privilege and the honor to be present on a Sunday morning and look out to more than one congregation and say, what affects one affects us all. On any given Sunday, I would look out and see a recent cancer diagnosis, a decision to quit a job or a marriage, the start of a new job or a marriage. There have also been Sundays when I've looked out and seen the person who voted against a decision to become a reproductive justice congregation, or the person who called undocumented immigrants illegals and criminals. On those occasions, I have wanted to shout, what affects one affects us all, but I didn't. It's probably not the best tone for a minister. We value interdependence, but that doesn't mean that it's always easy to live our values. Sikh activist Valerie Kaur writes about how the value of interdependence can be found in many world religions. These teachings were rooted in the linguistic, cultural, and spiritual contexts of their time, she writes. But they spoke of a common vision of our interconnectedness and interdependence. It is the ancient Sanskrit truth that we can look upon anyone or anything and say, Tat Tvam Asi, I am that. It is the African philosophy Ubuntu, I am because you are. It is the Mayan precept in Lakesh, you are my other me. In our modern world, We experience our interconnectedness and interdependence every time we log on to social media. This is the linguistic, cultural, and sometimes spiritual context of our time. It can mimic real connection, but often it is not. Connected in our information overload, our need to follow every detail of the latest trending news item as it plays out on our computers, phones, and televisions, we are connected in a way that dimly echoes the belief that what affects one affects us all. Now, I suspect we long for a different kind of connection, a different reminder of our religious value of interdependence. This longing for a different kind of connection is what drove filmmaker Tiffany Shlain to make her film Connected, an autobiography about love. Oh, that's a hard word. She made it up, I think. No one uses that word, but her autobiography on a blog about love, death, and technology, and subsequent short films like A Declaration of Interdependence. In her film Connected, Shlain warns that with connection comes responsibility. She understands the addictive dopamine rush of connecting widely via technology, but longs for connecting deeply. She applauds technological advances that connect us instantly throughout the planet and knows the dangers of technology when it doesn't recognize interdependence. The honeybees are disappearing, she reminds us in her film. Victims of pesticides or fungus, loss of habitat, climate change. The commercial viability of crops, such as almonds, raspberries, blackberries, and strawberries, is affected by the loss of the bees. She paraphrases 19th century naturalist John Muir, proclaiming, "When you tug at a single thing in the universe, you find it's attached to everything else." The disappearance of the honeybee affects our food supply. Tug on the bee, it's attached to everything else. More than 60 years ago, China's leader, Mao Zedong, launched the Four Pests campaign to eliminate mosquitoes, flies, cockroaches, and sparrows. Sparrows because they ate grain seeds. The sparrows were eradicated, upsetting the entire ecological balance. By the time Chinese leaders realized that sparrows ate locusts along with the grain seeds, it was too late. Tug on the swallow, it's attached to everything else. The locust population exploded and crops were destroyed. The ecological imbalance caused by the destruction of the swallow contributed to the Great Chinese Famine. 20 million people died. The actual quote from John Muir is this: "When we try to pick out anything by itself, we find that it is bound fast by 1,000 invisible cords that cannot be broken to everything in the universe. We are connected to each other, to the natural world, to everything in the universe in ways that are not always obvious." Up until several years ago, ecologists believed that trees competed against each other, that trees, like humans, engaged in a survival of the fittest battle with clear winners and losers. They believed that trees were competing for resources like light and water and nutrients, that the strongest trees were the ones that grew the tallest and took resources from the smaller, weaker trees. Forest ecologist Suzanne Simard discovered otherwise. Suzanne Simard discovered, through conducting experiments, that trees are communicating with each other in a way that balances their resources. What she discovered at first, she says, is if one tree had a lot of water in it or a lot of nitrogen or had high photosynthetic rate, and if one tree is sick, then the neighboring tree shuttles more of those nutrients to that suffering tree. For example, if one tree gets damaged by a mountain pine beetle, it will increase its defense enzymes. This information is communicated, and another tree will increase its defense enzymes. What she discovered next is that the trees in her forest are connected by microscopic fungi in a network called the mycorrhizal network. She describes the fungi sewing threads that crisscross and go off in multiple directions. They work together to form a very complex web that is in constant communication with the trees. This wood wide web, yeah, they actually call it that. Yeah, wood wide web is important for the exchange of nutrients and other substances between plants. Suzanne Simard created a map of the network with each tree representing a node. She and her team called the biggest, darkest nodes hub trees, or more affectionately, mother trees, because the hub trees nurture the trees growing in the understory of the forest. They have found that mother trees send their excess carbon through the mycorrhizal network to the understory seedlings, and this increases seedling survival by 4 times. And then she wondered, do these mother trees favor their own children? So they grew mother trees with kin and with strangers' seedlings, and they do recognize their kin and do connect with their own kind with larger mycorrhizal networks. They do send them more carbon below ground. She and her team also found that when mother trees are injured or dying, they send messages to their seedlings, messages that increase the resistance of those seedlings to future stresses. But this is not a selfless act of a sacrificing mother. It is not the selfish act of a mother tree that cares only for its kind. What Simard and her team found out is that trees do care for more than just their own seedlings. They need a complex, diverse community in which to thrive. They need other plants that can cycle nutrients more quickly. They need neighbors that are resistant to insects and diseases. They share resources with their neighbors because a strong, diverse community gives back to them, making them stronger and healthier. Trees need each other, and so do we. Forests are not just collections of trees, just as humans are not simply collections of individuals. They are complex systems with hubs, mother trees, and networks that allow them to communicate in ways that provide feedback and adaptation. This communication makes the forest more resilient. Just like a forest, humans have a great capacity for self-healing. Just like a forest, we need diversity and complex systems to promote this self-healing. We used to believe that human beings were locked in a survival of the fittest battle with winners and losers. It's beyond time for us to start believing that we're more than just a collection of individuals competing for limited resources. That we too are capable of communicating below the surface, sending messages to the deep parts of our souls, building each other's resistance for the journey through this life. What affects one affects us all. Venerated Buddhist monk and teacher Thich Nhat Hanh created a new word to describe our interdependence. He called it interbeing. He wrote, "Without a cloud there can be no rain. Without rain the trees cannot grow. And without trees we cannot make paper." The cloud is essential for the paper to exist. If the cloud is not here, the sheet of paper cannot be here either. So we can say that the cloud and the paper are. He also wrote, "Everything, time, space, the earth, the rain, the minerals in the soil, the sunshine, the cloud, the river, the heat, and even consciousness is in that sheet of paper. Everything coexists with it. To be is to interbe. You cannot just be by yourself alone. You have to interbe with every other thing. The sheet of paper is because everything else is. Now, from the margins of our Unitarian tradition, we have the Reverend Mary Augusta Safford, who wrote a hymn in 1895 titled "Great Oversoul and Interheart." Reverend Safford was one of the leaders of the Iowa Sisterhood. It's a group of women Unitarian ministers who founded and served new Unitarian churches in Iowa, Illinois, Minnesota, North Dakota, and South Dakota. And it's a history of our Unitarian ancestry. If you don't know it, look it up. The Iowa Sisterhood. We don't tell that story enough. Now, the story about Reverend Safford is often told about her. That is, she began preaching as a child on the family farm. This is a little girl in the 19th century, standing on a tree stump to deliver her sermons on the family farm. Even so, even though her parents knew she was doing this, they weren't happy when she was ordained, and less happy when she became a Unitarian. So the language from her 1895 hymn is antiquated, of course, and Thich Nhat Hanh would never have heard it, but I think it echoes his truth, probably because it is true, a big truth. Great oversoul and interheart, she wrote, of whom we feel ourselves a part, to whom all souls forever tend, our Father, Mother, nearest friend. To be is to interbe. You cannot just be by yourself alone. You have to interbe with every other thing. If we interbe with every other thing, then we must also interheart. There are moments when we feel the ways we are all connected to each other and to all beings. The illusion of disconnection and solitude drops away. We know without a doubt that what affects one affects us all. We are having one of those moments in Texas right now. Green and pink ribbons tied around trees remind us of the lives lost because of the devastating floods in central Texas. Pink ribbons at an elementary school in Dallas remind us of the youngest of those lives. Every day when I drive to my daughters to take care of my grandchildren, I see the ribbons tied around trees, and I know, without a doubt, how connected we are to each other and to all beings. There are these moments when we feel the ways we are connected. And I hope we are all having one of those moments as we watch the devastation in Gaza, the ICE raids in California, the unlawful detentions, the cruelty of an immoral budget. There are many days when I have wanted to shout, "What affects one affects us all." And there are days when I think maybe it is the best tone for a minister. Maybe it is the best tone for our religion right now. The value of interdependence can be found in most world religions, including ours. Valerie Kaur reminds us, it is the ancient Sanskrit truth that we can look upon anyone or anything and say, Tat Tvam Asi, I am that. It is the African philosophy, Ubuntu. I am because you are. It is the Mayan precept, in Lakesh, you are my other me. It is the Unitarian Universalist value captured so beautifully in a 19th century hymn by one powerful word, interheart. May we always feel the ways we are all connected to each other and to all beings, knowing that what affects one affects us all. May it ever be so, and amen.
Our closing hymn is Blue Boat Home by Peter Mayer. It is a song that uses the metaphor of a boat journey to explore humanity's relationship with the earth and the universe. The lyrics convey that earth is our shared vessel, a blue boat on which we travel through the vastness of space. The song encourages a sense of wonder, reverence for nature, and a feeling of interconnectedness among all living beings. Please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing.
Thich Nhat Hanh tells us, as thin as this sheet of paper is, it contains everything in the universe. So the one contains the all. Our religious ancestor, Reverend Mary Safford, sang, "Great over soul and inter heart, of whom we feel ourselves a part." As we leave this time together and go about our lives this week, may we always feel the ways we are all connected to each other and to all beings, knowing that what affects one affects us all. Go in peace, blessed be, and amen.
Let us extinguish our chalice with these words, which we read together. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of our commitment. These we keep in our hearts and share with all the world. And our worship is over. Our service begins. Go in peace and with